All right. Hello out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is D Dunn here. I am the average gaming dad, and we are back on Colorado Rockies franchise rebuild. As it pertains to the title, just hear me out on this one, okay? So, I know we had a chance last year. We were pretty close to winning the division. We definitely made the wild card, but when I'm looking at our division this year, I think that this really could be our year. I'm not trying to sound like a Cowboys meme over here where every year is our year, right? I want to be realistic and grounded, but just hear me out, right? If you look through our roster, we don't necessarily have like upper echelon talent, like right? We don't have any like 98, 99 overall players, but we have our first 90 overall player now that Nolan Jones keeps regressing. Uh, and just so many like high and mid 80 overalls, a lot of B and A potential players in here that we know are likely going to continue to get better as the season goes on. And when you look across the team, we really don't have any weaknesses at our position, right? We have a really solid five-man rotation. We have really solid relievers and back into the bullpen. We have a great infield. We got Romeo Ivy, great hitter, still working on the defense. Brendan Rodgers is great. Ryan McMahon, great defense, great hitter, especially versus righties. We got Luis Garcia playing some backup. We got Tovar, again, just infield defense, youth, and hitting is great. In the outfield, we got Jonathan Daza, decent defense, great hitter. We got Verdugo, we got Nolan Jones, we got Soler back because he was injured for the entire year last year. So we have him DHing, so we have like a true power bat in the lineup. We have Melendez catching. He's continuing to take steps forward. We got Bean, who's coming on, had a great rookie campaign. And all in all, we have just solid, not upper echelon talent, but solid talent across the board. When we look at the rest of our division, however, like looking at the Diamondbacks, we took their best pitcher. Their best pitcher is a 78 overall. Like their fifth starter down here is a 68 overall, right? Not a ton. Like they have a pretty good bullpen, but nothing elite, nothing like crazy. Not much like a closer, okay? Catching pretty good, first base pretty good, but then second is weak, third base is weak, shortstop is okay. Outfield is, they have Corbin Carroll, but then outside of that, there's not a lot of top talent. And then you go to the Dodgers, and you're like, oh, well, the Dodgers are elite. Well, they lost some of their best players in free agency, so they still have a great rotation that will probably be their strength. But then when it comes to actually like hitting, they don't have a good catcher. Their infield is like okay. Andreas Jimenez is pretty good, but like third base is weak. Shortstop is pretty good. Outfield, okay. Like Bellinger's okay. He's gonna probably be regressing soon. Like, don't get me wrong. They're probably our biggest competition. San Diego is up there as well. But kind of the same thing, I think, last time I looked at this. They only have two 80-plus starters. Their bullpen is okay. The back end of their bullpen is okay. And then they have they have Cronenworth starting at first. He's 32. He's not great. Hassan Kim is pretty good, sure. Manny Machado, good defense, okay versus like I don't know. There's some weaknesses here, I think, that we are going to be really competitive with, and especially if we have some guys step up, I think like we really should be fighting for first place in the division. I know we were towards like August of last year, and then September it kind of fell off, but we ended up making the wild card. We ended up getting beat by the Dodgers, but like we are getting a little bit better every year, and if we continue that trend, This year, we very well could find ourselves in first. So, anyway, now that we got that out of the way, I don't want to like overhype it, but I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. So, last episode we did the wild card series. We ended up losing in that 3-game series. Then we had the off season. The big addition here was Zach Gallen. That was pretty much like it, right? We added Zach Gallen. We added Michael Waka as just kind of like another solid veteran arm, kind of like Clevenger. But Gallen was like really the true like kind of top end talent that we added. We kept Matt Strom. And then outside of that, we didn't really do much. We got everyone back, and Soler is back healthy, but budgetary constraints, we ended up forking out $27 million a year for Gallen. So we're kind of hoping that he is going to be like that elite, like true ace of our rotation. But yeah, we played our first game. We actually ended up losing versus Toronto. Zach Gallen pitched a pretty good game, but it was our defense or it was our offense that really let us down. We just couldn't get anything going. What is his name? Kevin Guzman. He went 6 innings, only allowed 2 earned, and the bullpen came and just absolutely shut us down. So we lost our season opener, and now we have our home opener versus the White Sox. So I want to play the home opener, and then our interdivision game, I think we probably would have to be the Giants or the Diamondbacks. So we'll see. But I definitely want to play the home opener facing off against Toussaint. That should be fun. We'll get to see if Jordan Montgomery continues his good year from last year. So, I mean, without further ado, now that I made my case for winning the division, let's hop into it and see what we can do here. So we still have some question marks in terms of our rotation that could likely change. The big one being that we have Nolan Jones DHing versus righties and Soler DHing versus lefties. We may end up putting Soler in as permanent DH just because we haven't seen Nolan Jones like truly hit consistently with a lot of power, and that's what we're looking for out of a DH, right?
Leading off the afternoon for the White Sox.
So we got Montgomery. He had a really good year last year, finished with a 3.14 ERA, a 1.13 whip, and a WAR of 3.8, which is really solid. He was up there, I think, in the top 15 in the league in WAR, for pitching WAR. And he's going to get the bump against the Chicago White Sox. And he immediately gives up a leadoff homer on the second pitch. Holy hell. Against Bob Hand. Who the hell is Bob Hand? Do we know who Bob Hand is? Not a great start. I mean, middle of the plate. I've seen worse fastballs. But, not great. 75 contact and 75 power ends up driving that one out in the left. Obviously, we know the White Sox, or the Mile High Stadium, pretty hitter-friendly ballpark. But not great. All right. Benintendi putting up a pretty good fight here. Lays off a couple nice pitches. And we're still in a 2-2 count. I still think the high fastball might get him. We just need to keep it somewhere close to the zone. Still nothing. There we go. We get him on the cutter away. Taking advantage of that lefty-lefty matchup.
Gavin Sheets.
I mean, this White Sox lineup has changed quite a bit since year one of this rebuild. Actually, they have a pretty potent lineup. The White Sox are almost undoubtedly going to Montgomery, takes out Sheets. So, one hit, one run. Not a great start. I mean, the other batters really posed no threat. We got a strikeout and some weak contact. Yikes. But that leadoff home run, not awesome. Tough curveball to take there. I mean, you're not going to do anything with that even if you make contact. That was a good one, though. Daza puts it on the ground to short. Easy throw to first. Now it's Romeo Ivy. The young lad getting a start. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Center fielder misplays that. Now Ivy, not a ton of speed. He's still going for three. The cutoff throw is in, and he is safe. Woo-hoo-hoo. That is a triple for the kid. I think technically his rookie year this year, he saw a little bit of time, I think, at September call-ups last year. And Nolan Jones is going to take this one deep, bouncing off the wall. That should be an easy double for him. He scores Ivy. And no home runs for us. But we have evened this one up with our first three batters. That one is not going to get through. Looks like another easy out for the shortstop there. And now we'll see what Ryan McMahon can do. Off to a hard start, hitting over 300. And Tuki Toussaint ahead or behind 1-0. Nice sinker there. Just catching the bottom outside part of the zone. Crowds get into it. Ooh. 95 up, came at us pretty quick. And now we're down in the count. That one is gloved by the third baseman. Good defense there. McMahon, slow as a snail, is not able to leg that one out. But we even it up. It's a 1-1. And we're looking for Montgomery to come in. And hopefully lock down the back end of this lineup.
One strike.
Did give up a home run in the first inning.
1-2.
Let's see if we can wipe out Andrew Vaughn.
Nope. Ball.
Pretty close pitch there. And we get him on the high fastball.
Batting fifth, the third baseman, Colton Montgomery.
0-1.
Looks like Colson's off to a really rough start, only batting 136. And with the lefty-lefty matchup, you got to think we should take advantage. It's going to be some weak contact. And an easy out, number 2. Now, Jacob Gonzalez. Okay. Looks like this is his third year Maybe an up year for him, but definitely looks like he's a developmental piece for the White Sox. Although, rips one out in the left. Dawes is unable to glove it. And I think that's going to be a double. Yes, he holds at second. So Jacob Gonzalez rips one out into left center. We miss with the sinker. And now we're facing off against Pat McDaniel, hitting .667. Another young kid, second year in the league, off to a crazy fast start.
That's a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And I'm going to need Montgomery to keep these sinkers sunk. We're missing high with the sinker, which is not where you want to be. That curveball ends up hitting the dirt. Nice throw from Melendez in time. And no damage done. White Sox leave a runner stranded, and we are headed to the bottom of the second.
Leading off for the Rockies, the right fielder, Alex Verdugo.
Ball. Ball.
All right. Toussaint using a lot of curveballs, I've noticed. He's known, he has a high velo pitcher. I'm a little surprised to see him using so much off speed. Four seamer up to 96, sinker at 95. He really should have no problem challenging us with fastballs. As Melendez would have likely been a home run if we could have straightened that one out. So now we're seeing some heat. Back-to-back sinkers.
Ball.
And he follows up with a splitter. Good eye from Melendez not to bite on that. Another splitter. Beaten it to the ground and foul. Ooh. All right. Melendez fighting. Maybe taking some ill-advised swings, but still in this one.
Ball.
Checks his swing on the sinker. And a splitter beaten to the ground, rolls foul. Toussaint living in the bottom of the zone. Gotta lay off that. Lucky that we're making contact. That's well below the zone. I mean, I feel like Melendez getting a little swing happy, but this is going to be his 10th pitch of this at bat. Finally goes down on the curveball. Doesn't recognize that out of the hand. Way out in front. Tovar gets into this one, though. Another curveball. That's been kind of the story. Tukey just... I mean, I've always thought of him as, you know, a high velo pitcher, but throwing a ton of off speed. But Tovar ends up driving one into left center. Scores the runner, and now the young Zach Bean.
That's the ball.
Had a really good last couple months of last season. Getting a full season of work now as an everyday starter. Not off to a good start. Only hitting 130.
That's the ball. 2-1.
But he's definitely a player that we're going to look... We're hoping is going to have a breakout year sooner than later. It's a little early on the splitter. Evens the count up at 2-2. And that one really close, but is a ball. And he draws a walk. Good at bat for Veen. Had a really close call there, but we end up getting the walk. And now we got 2 on as the lineup rolls over, and it's Jonathan Daza. That was a good pitch to take a rip at. We're just behind it. Ooh, almost gets hit there on that curveball. Now it just catches the bottom of the zone. Oh, we're fighting. Just anything other than a double play. Even a strikeout isn't the worst result. But double play ends the inning. And we've worked ourselves into another full count. Oh, good defense by Tukey. And they turn the double play. Pretty much, I mean, not like an easy pitch to hit, but it was definitely in the strike zone.
The center fielder, Adam Hazley.
All right, Montgomery back up. And he's going to get Hazley to fly out, no problem there. And now facing off again against Bob Hand. Who is Bob Hand? Another, this is 28. He must have been like a really, really old rookie. But yeah. This White Sox lineup is really hit or miss. Some guys have... What are we doing? What the hell was that? We got Verdugo here. Pretty good defender. Ball lands in front of him. He just keeps running. Okay. All right.
It's 0-1.
Even though the Chicago maybe not having the highest level of talent, they're still getting consistent base runners against Montgomery.
No, that missed. That's a ball. Ball. That's a ball.
And looking at possibly our first walk here. They're going to do a challenge fastball up and in. Fights that one off. And the sinker just catches the bottom of the zone. White Sox are going to leave another runner stranded. But I'm kind of surprised that Montgomery is not having a little bit more success. He had a really good year last year. We anticipate him to have another good year this year, but...
Romeo Ivy.
All right, Tukey Toussaint showing the defense again. We beat another curveball into the ground, and he's able to snag it and get the out. We've definitely made Toussaint work, though. Only 2 1/3 innings in, and he's already at, where we're at, like 45 pitches, 43, 44 incoming. And Nolan Jones crushes it. A no-doubter into left. Love to see it. 439 feet for Nolan Jones. That is what some might refer to as a piss missile. That's a fastball grooved right down the center of the plate. And then another one for Brendan Rodgers. This is going to be at least a double. Rodgers has decent speed, but not good enough. He's going to hold up at second. So a home run and a double and back-to-back batters. Toussaint's still in. Still one out, but the double play off the table after the double. And McMahon beats this one into the ground. Toussaint again fielding it.
Now batting.
Rare to see a pitcher get so much work on defense.
Verdugo.
We'd like to see Verdugo get some action. He's going to go 2 for 2 with another single. Now it's going to score another run. Colorado extends their lead to 3. And we might have a little something going. And we just, I mean, again, just, we've definitely had some success against Tukey, but a lot of curveballs, a lot of sinkers just driven 5 feet in front of the plate. Tukey's able to play some defense, but no defense to be had against the Nolan Jones homer. A rocket out into left field. And we're back with Jordan Montgomery facing off against Gavin Sheets to lead off the top of the 4th. There's McMahon.
Got him.
Slow as dirt, but man can still play defense.
No, that missed. 1-0.
Andrew Vaughn sees Nolan Jones and says, what you can do, I can do better. 441 feet for the guy with 58 power versus lefties and only 58 contact.
That missed. That's the ball.
Okay. That's baseball.
No, that's out.
White Sox hanging in there. Andrew sees Andrew. Yup. What's up, Andrew? How are you doing today, sir? Ooh, really close pitch. These White Sox batters are definitely paying above their pay grade today. Cold. Oh yeah, you guys had like a big cold front come through earlier in the week, right? Trying to. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Not enjoying Verdugo's defense. That's the second time he's been unable to come down with what you think would be a relatively routine fly ball. That's where I really see that the team needs some speed in the outfield.
That's the ball. Low. Ball. Ball.
Okay.
3-1.
Montgomery, what do you say We throw some strikes. That's a good
Full
one.
count.
And then a cutter in on the hands.
This. Ball
Wow.
take your base.
That was way off the mark. Montgomery having a tough day.
The center fielder.
Not really demonstrating a whole lot of command. Allowing 2 home runs and a number of base runners.
Hike one.
Oh. No, you're not distracting at all. I love the interaction. But yeah, Verdugo,
1-2.
not a ton of power. But like his fielding and like defensive stats, they are good. It's just he hits righties well, and that really is his strength. He's just kind of slow. He's kind of a stopgap solution. We have some younger players on the roster that have a very high ceiling, and we're looking to bring them up in the future, but not quite ready for the show yet. But if I can get... Damn. We beat another curveball into the ground.
You got it.
Having a really hard time elevating some of these curveballs. I mean, that thing should be pummeled 10 out of 10 times.
Ball.
Yeah. I mean, in the ideal world, Verdugo's a platoon hitter, but for us at this stage,
He's out.
unfortunately, he's just an everyday guy. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Baseball is a slow grind.
You got it.
As, what is that, like a 5-pitch inning? I mean, Toussaint's given us easy strikes to swing at, and we're just hitting everything in the ground. We're just not elevating anything. Back with Bob Hand. Everyone knows the elite Bob Hand. 2 for 2 on the day with a homer. This one finally is going to find a glove instead of some grass. You got to think, given the
Down. Ball.
ratings of these White Sox batters, like eventually their luck's going to run out
Ball.
unless Montgomery just continues to miss his spots.
Hike one. 2-1.
Yeah. It's so frustrating, but I mean, it happens. Especially like when you get like a perfect swing and it just is like a line out. Drives me crazy. Ooh, the jump throw from Rogers
You got it.
in time.
Now batting.
Hell of a throw from Brendan Rodgers over at third there. Already up to almost 80 pitches for Montgomery. He's had a day.
Hike.
Hitting settings, like what difficulty, whatever I think is like, I think it's like Hall of Fame, whatever's below legendary, I think. And then just in an effort to make it a little bit more realistic of an experience, I'm using just timing-based hitting. I did do an 8-season A's franchise rebuild before this one, and I used PCI hitting, and I just felt like it was just
Your ball's
a little bit too easy. Like, I won almost every single game that I played, even when the team was bad.
outside. Ball.
And so this time around, I decided to just go with strictly time and base hitting to get some more realistic results and more ratings based. Damn. Ivy goes down on the curveball. Been talking about it a lot. Not really utilizing his velocity. A lot of curveballs. And Nolan Jones It's a 2-home run day for the kid. This one out into right, showing opposite field power and his pull ability. Lead back up to 3. Maybe this is finally the year where we get to see Nolan Jones be good. I'm tired of seeing him regress for such a young player. Ooh, Rogers is going to give this one a ride. I don't think it's going to get there. No, it is snagged just short of the warning track. But a nice rip from Rogers.
24, second baseman, Ryan McMahon.
Yep. Oh, there's a curveball that misses, and we finally elevate it. 2 home runs in the inning. 1 for McMahon, 1 for Jones. It also, doing timing-based hitting makes home runs so much more satisfying.
Number 77.
All right. So Toussaint gets sent back down. And we're going to see Luis Patino. Only 2 innings worth of work so far. So not a big sample size. He's got a 4-seamer, a slider, a sinker, and a circle change.
1 ball, no strike.
But it's nice to see the team, like, our ratings-wise, our biggest weakness is power. Probably power and speed.
That's down, ball.
So it's nice to see a game where we're hitting multiple home runs. As Verdugo's going to hit a line around to right. That one's off the wall. It's going to be a double for him. Verdugo now 3 for 3 on the day. 2 singles and a double on his line. Melendez had some really deep at-bats versus Toussaint. But still 0-2. Yeah, it's that Mile High Stadium, right? I would love to go to Colorado Rockies games someday. I don't live too far from Colorado. It would be, I think, like a 10-hour drive, 12-hour drive. Going to have some fresh Coors straight from the draft. Watch a baseball game. Can't think of anything better. Ooh. And Melendez goes down on the high fastball. But still, damage done. We have a solid 4-run lead. We've hit multiple home runs. Now we just see if Montgomery can get through another inning. He's at 80 pitches. I would just like to see his command improve a little bit. He's missing up with the sinker. Oh, and Veen can't glove it. He was there. But the over-the-shoulder catch cannot be made.
Now batting.
And it is ruled a triple and not an error for Gavin Sheets. That is really tough. Pull him at 90. I think we're getting close. I think we definitely need to warm someone up. We're only in the 6th, so let's look at Taylor. Let's get Sims up. I'm not necessarily a Coors guy, but I mean, if you're at Coors Field, like, why are you not drinking Coors?
Two balls, 1 strike.
Okay. Can we fool him on the changeup? We do. Okay. 7th strikeout for Montgomery.
The batter, the third baseman, Colson Montgomery.
Jesus Christ. That was a big miss with that changeup. Luckily, Veen is able to flag this one down. It is going to be a sacrifice fly, though.
Now batting, number 7.
I think, yeah, let's go ahead and make the switch. We're going to go to Alex Taylor. Get the nice lefty-lefty matchup. Montgomery had a decent outing.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the
I'm not sure if
Rockies,
he's going to get the win or not.
number 6, Alex Taylor.
But I think this is actually technically,
Ball. That.
this is a 30-year-old rookie, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 30 years old. He's technically a closer, but we've brought him in as a reliever. A lefty, really good K per 9 and walk per 9 ratings, good velocity. But we're going to see what the old rookie can do here.
Ball. Out.
And he gets the strikeout. So Gonzalez comes in, does his job expeditiously. So he'll be able to probably work
For the Rockies,
the top of the 7th.
the
I do want to
shortstop,
get another lefty warmed up just in case.
Joe Ball.
That's the ball down.
Yeah, I feel like every pitcher in this game just has a circle change. It's very rare you see like an actual just a changeup. Oh man, miss out on a really good pitch of swing out there.
That's the ball.
Maybe Zach Bean's up there playing 3D chess as he takes a ball well below the zone. Sinker outside. We find ourselves behind in the count. Fights off the inside fastball. That one's going to find some leather. Probably not the best at bat for Veen. I mean, if you're looking for a pitch, it was definitely that first one. Maybe just a little scared to take a rip at the first pitch. But Dawes is going to get on. A soft liner out to right. Going to get a single. Maybe we get a little 2-out rally going. My favorite team is the A's. I would say Oakland Athletics fan, but they're no longer in Oakland. RIP. So just an Athletics fan. Eventually, it seems we will be the Las Vegas A's. As far as I know, I don't think there's any plans to rebrand the team. I hope not. But yeah. When I met my wife, I was not really much of a baseball fan. I played as a kid, but never really too into it. And she is a huge baseball fan. She's a huge A's fan, and she sucked me in to the game and to the team itself, and been loving life ever since. Uh-oh. Ivy! It's high! It's deep! It's not gone! It's off the wall, inches from a home run. That still drives in a run. The young kid showing out today. Having a pretty nice day. Speaking of nice days, Nolan Jones, 3 for 3 with 2 homers. A double and, 2 RBIs, 3 RBIs. Opinion on Moneyball. It's a great movie. The team itself, I think, I think the movie kind of over dramatizes how bad some of the players were. Like, they make it seem like they took just the worst players in MLB history and turned them into a team that had a phenomenal run. There were some decent players on that team, but I love the concept, but it doesn't work in the modern era where we have essentially infinite amounts of data on players. Like, it was revolutionary to look that deep into the analytics and to like really dive deep and find those true gems, now that's commonplace. Now that's just a commonplace way to conduct an organization. So you can't
2-1.
moneyball anymore, but it was a novel idea at the time. And as far as leaving Oakland, I think it's terrible. I mean, our owner traded away all of our top end talent, and some of those,
The batter number 24.
like some of those prospects that we got, turned out to be really good,
McMahon.
or at least have a pretty good upside. But we had 5 All-Stars on the team, and they're all gone. And there was no reason to trade them. We had the money. Like, everyone says that the A's are a poverty franchise, but our owner is one of the most wealthiest owners in MLB. He just refused to pay the money because he wanted to tank the team, move them to Vegas. And so, tough. Yeah, Nolan is off to an insane start. But yeah, that's my thought on Moneyball. That's my thought on the team leaving Oakland. Oakland did not want it.
Pat McDaniel.
Like, the fans of Oakland, the city of Oakland, they all wanted the team to stay.
0-1.
It's just a greedy billionaire looking for more money. All right.
Now batting, the center fielder, Adam.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so blatant what that they were just
Inside.
tanking to have some sort of excuse for the team to leave.
Did he go?
You know, we signed, Luis Severino. We signed Severino to a big contract, actually the biggest A's contract, I think, ever. And then we just re-signed Brent Rooker, who hit 39 home runs last year, was actually like one of the 7th best hitters in the league.
Up next for Chicago.
Signed him to a 5-year extension for $60 million.
Hand.
So, again, it's not that we didn't have the money. It's not like our owner just mysteriously found a bunch of money to give these players. He just wanted out of Oakland. Yo, Alex Taylor is kind of putting on a show right now. 3rd strikeout
Second baseman,
in what, 5 batters?
Acuna.
You agree on the... Wait, what do you mean?
Hee-haw.
You agree on the Rooker contract, but you, what, disagree on the Severino deal?
Ball. Ball, that's low. That's it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the traditional 7th inning stretch.
All right. So, we're closing in on the end of this game. Bullpen's doing its job. Probably time to get another reliever up. Looks like lefty's still the way to go. Like, these lefties should have been dominant. So, I'm a little confused why Montgomery struggled as much as he did, but I'm happy the bullpen's doing well. Oh, you think the Severino deal was a mistake? Why is that?
Hee-haw.
Yeah, he was also injured, though. But, I mean, you see that a lot in sports. A player has one good season, kind of makes a name for themselves, and then they kind of ride that for a while. Like, that happens a lot in sports. I'm not surprised.
No, that missed
what's
him.
really crappy is that we're signing these players, we're putting out some money, and they're going to play in in like a college stadium or like a AAA stadium. That's what's sad about it. We're spending some money, and these guys are going to be playing at a minor league stadium. All right, so we end up with a ground out. We end up with a fly out from Melendez. Third batter up here in the bottom of the seventh. Still have a solid 5-run lead, so we feel pretty good about where we're at. Also, these shadows on the field are driving me crazy. And Tovar goes down quickly. Uneventful inning there. We move on to the 8th. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Now pitching for the Rockies, number 53, Gene Larkin.
Whoa! Larkin flashing the leather. Nice defensive play from the pitcher there.
Ball, that's down. Hit.
3 sliders in a row to Gavin Sheets. He's taken. See what we can do with the fastball inside here. Looks like that's what he's waiting for. So we'll go with the changeup low. Check swing, still in the zone. Strikeout for Larkin.
The designated hitter, Andrew Vaughn.
Better results use meter pitching? What do you mean by better results? I'm not trying to get, like, I don't want these guys to be, like, pinpoint accurate. Like, I'm trying to get something that allows me to have some level of control, but is still rating space. You know what I mean? Will meter do that for me? Oh, that sucks. Nice diving effort from Tovar, but ends up missing. And that ends up being a single for Andrew Vaughn.
Third baseman, Colson Montgomery.
Okay. I might do like some, what do you call it? Like a little practice session with it and see what it's like. But I appreciate the suggestion. I'll give it a whirl. See if we bring it in. All right, Larkin, let's finish him out. Umpire gifting a strike to Larkin. That slider didn't look like it was exactly in the strike zone, but we'll definitely take it.
Number 59.
And, I mean, we're up 5. We don't need to go to the closer. So why don't we give... I guess we'll get up another lefty. It seems like that's the way to go with this lineup. We'll get Gilbreth up and schedule him in. He has a tendency to walk a lot of batters, so we will put him in a low leverage situation.
Nope, that's outside. Ball.
And hopefully it will be even less in a very low leverage situation if we can get another run or two in here in the bottom of the 8th. Umpire trying to get home, calling strikes for the air right there. But finally, Veen's going to get on with a single. So his hitless day is over. Shadows starting to creep across the infield, making it a little bit more visible to track the ball.
No, he's safe.
Okay. Looks like Brent's is a little worried about Zach Veen on first, maybe trying to go for a steal. He's got pretty good speed. Definitely not like upper echelon, but he's quick. He can steal a bag.
That's the ball. Runner, runner, runner!
And there he goes.
Ball, that's high.
We take the ball, and Veen gets a bag. Eliminates the double play, which is nice. And we're up in the count. Good place to be. That one's going to be a ground out. As Daza hits a little dribbler down the first base line.
First baseman,
No problem gloving that, but we have a runner on third.
Davey.
Basically, any hit's going to score the runner.
That's the ball. Two and oh.
Okay. Ivy's someone I'm really excited about. He was a guy that we picked up in the first round. Thought he was going to be a generational, but unfortunately, his what do you call it? His potential was on the lowest end of that, which is still, I think, like a high B. I think it was like 87, 88 potential, something like that. But he started off at like 75 overall. Third base coach does send the runner.
He's safe.
Veen makes it home. That's going to be a sacrifice fly for Ivy. It wasn't really hit that deep, but a really bad throw from left pulls the catcher up the first base line. And we end up being able to score the run. And is Nolan Jones going to go 5 for 5 with 3 homers? He's not. But holy hell, that was close. What a day for Nolan Jones. Even though that one didn't end up going yard, that was still threatening, and it's good to see him hitting with some power. We've been waiting for that for a while.
Rockies. Number 58, Lucas Gilbreth.
Wood.
All right. Gilbreth, we got some good lefty-lefty matchups. He's definitely not a control artist, but he does have some strikeout potential. The problem is he tends to walk batters. There's that strikeout right there. He gets Jacob Gonzalez. And there you go. Splitter gets left up.
Up next
That's
for
going to
the
be a
White Sox,
single.
The center fielder, Adam.
Maybe should probably just rely on the fastball
0-1.
fastball slider combo. There we go. So that's 2 strikeouts on the line. Love to see it. And now what will hopefully be the last batter of the game, Bob Hand, hitting 500 today. Gilbreth is dealing. Another strikeout for the guy. Fans going home happy. The team's going home happy. White Sox, not the strongest opponent, but we wanted to play our home opener. And I'm glad we gave the home fans something to cheer about. Nolan Jones gets player of the game, goes 4 for 5 with 2 homers and a double, 4 ribbies on the day. Ivy goes 2 for 4, Verdugo goes 3 for 4, McMahon was 1 for 4 with a homer, and Montgomery gets a win on his line. He goes 5 2/3, allows 6 hits, 1 walk, 3 earned, and 7 strikeouts. He's a good boy. Do we want to see the doggo? This is Brick. Brick, say hi. He's a good boy. Yeah.
46,897. The Rockies thank you for joining us here today.
All right.
Exit Coors Field.
Really good game. I'm happy about that. Yeah, Andrew, I agree. I think that was a good win. I'm really pleased with the power that I saw. That's something that we need to see more of. All right, so we go to 4-3. Still, obviously, very early on in the season. Looks like we need to fix some lineups. Who's missing here? A second baseman. Yeah. Okay. All right, and scouting. Where did we leave off last time? So we're looking at pitchers, catchers, and first baseman. I think we're just looking for strength of the class, not necessarily need, because, as I was saying earlier, we kind of have some stopgap players, some guys that are hitting their 30s. But like if you look at the depth on our roster, like B potential, so A, B, 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 like position after position, we have a ton of youth and depth. So right now, all we're really looking to do is just to continue that trend, look for the best possible players at what we can get. All right. How does Kevin Gonzalez look? Looks okay. Really good defensively, average bat, pretty typical catcher. Nothing too surprising there. Possible generation talent here with George Torres. He looks really good. What else we got? Ed O'Neill. We'll give him a look-see. We scouted 24 starting pitchers, and we have some infield prospects. So if we go to recently scouted, look at the infield. First baseman Marco Valdez. He does not look good. Third baseman Rob Baladeras also does not look good. And then a couple shortstops who also do not look good. Okay, so unfortunate, but we will finalize this scouting arrangement for another week. Who's the player we got? Why am I blanking? Our first round pick last year was phenomenal, but I'm having a brain fart on who it was. It wasn't Ivy. Oh, this guy, Martin Ortiz. Yep. Right. So he's really close to generational talent. He was like a 75, or not 75, like a 95, 97 potential. Starts as a 72 overall. So I'm really excited for him. My dog's really excited. He's barking like crazy. Love to hear it. All right, so now we have to figure out. We only play 2 games a month, an out of division and an interdivision game. Do we want to play Arizona or do we want to play San Francisco? Now, San Francisco is not a good team. If you look at their roster, where are they at? Their highest rated player is an 88 overall. After that, they only have 2 other 80 plus overall players, and then it goes downhill pretty quickly from there. They're definitely in rebuild mode with a lot of youth, but some decent potential in there. So I think we're going to continue to sim. We're going to go down here and face the Diamondbacks. So we'll sim through this week. All right, we end up taking 2 out of 3 out of San Francisco, as we should. We should not be losing series to that team. Minnesota is a pretty good ball club. We win game 1, we lose game 2. Martin Ortiz, that prospect that I was just showing, he is eligible to be reinstated, so we will activate him. Back to scouting. Ed O'Neill looks solid. I mean, if you want a defensive catcher, great, but basically it's exactly what we have with Drew Romo. So that doesn't really give us anything new, but it does, give us some more depth. What else we got in the catcher position? All right. Kevin Gildehaas from the Netherlands. Okay. Let's give him a look. Let's see how we're doing on our starting pitchers. All right, we're up to like 35, 50%, some at 70%. So let's go to a different region. Let's go to the West. We discovered 2 new infield prospects, which were a third baseman, Oliver Reyes, who does not look good, and a shortstop who looks interesting. 20 years old, probably be potential. Better contact versus lefties, really high vision, discipline. He's interesting. I would consider taking a look at him. So, I mean, he's at 61. So that's someone maybe we could go after if he falls. So we'll probably be scouting him. All right, we're still discovering new players. So we will continue to look at the international infield area. Got another catcher being scouted. And then let's keep simming until we get to the Arizona series. Let's get Ortiz in. We want him probably in the 3-hole. Get him as many opportunities as we can to excel. Certainly probably the best hitter at the AAA level. Okay. All right, taking on the Phillies. Whoa. They are 5-11. We end up still losing a game. Or losing 2. Sick. All right, on to Washington. We got a win, a loss, and another loss in the 4-game series. Not really winning, I think, some of these games that we should be winning. We'll take a look at the stats here in a little bit to see where we're struggling. We're only scouting 7 starting pitchers in the West, so we're going to edit that, go to a different region because that's just not worth our time. We discovered another infield prospect, which is another shortstop who is not very good. Sick. And Kevin Gildehaas from the Netherlands actually looks interesting. He looks okay. We'll give him another week just because I really want to narrow that potential in. All right, so we end up splitting the series versus Washington, thank goodness. And we have another 4-game stretch versus the Reds before we play our next game at Arizona, which is where I live, by the way. So game 1 versus Cincinnati is a dub. We win 2. We win 3. Can we get a 4-game sweep? Can we get a 5-game win streak? We cannot. Yes. All right. So we're closing in on the first full month of baseball. Would like to eventually, at some point, play against the previous rebuild team and my favorite team, the Oakland Athletics, but not this month. We are second in the division. We're 15-11, kind of where we thought we would be, but I expect a little bit better. How were we playing? Daza and Ivy are performing really well at the top of the lineup. Nolan Jones, crushing it. Still regressing, as always. Ooh. Brendan Rodgers coming out of the gate ice cold. Barely hitting over 200. On base under, like, well under 3. That's concerning. We are going to... Ooh. And McMahon also hitting for a low average, but 7 home runs. So we'll move him up to the 4 spot. Verdugo's hitting pretty well. Melendez is not hitting well. Tovar's crushing it. Let's get Tovar up there. And then we're going to make a switch. And let's get Brendan Rodgers out. Let's get Luis Garcia in. He's been solid. And we're just kind of going to go with the hot hand right now. Ooh, I do not like having 4 lefties in a row, though. But I don't really also see anyone that I want to move. I guess we could do this. But now that gives us another 4 lefties in a row here. But wow. We just don't have a ton of righties. Okay. All right. And then our lefty lineup. I mean, Nolan Jones is doing really well versus righties, so we'll leave him as the DH versus righties, Soler as the DH versus lefties. And then I guess we'll leave Brendan Rodgers in versus lefties just to kind of see how he goes. Hopefully he turns it around. All right. So some minor changes there. And then our rotation, Gallen, pretty good. Would like to see that ERA a little bit lower. 3.6 is still a little high, but the whip is very low. Montgomery's doing well. Casey Mize is doing well. Dollander's struggling a little bit out of the gate, but it's still pretty early on, and he is heating up, so hopefully he gets back on track. And Michael Wacha, the grizzled veteran, is performing decently well. Our long relievers are not great. Middle relievers are exceptional, and the back end of our bullpen sucks. What the hell? I mean, we know Calderon, we pitched his first inning, he gave up like a double, a homer, and then a double. So he got pulled quickly. Gene Larkin, we've pitched with him, and he's done really well. So I guess he had probably a really bad inning. And then Strom are in the running for reliever of the year last year, is struggling out the gate. Still have 5 saves, only 1 blown save. So the stats aren't good, but he's not losing us games right now. So we will leave him where he is. All right, so that's how the team is performing. That's how we got to 15-11. And then versus the Diamondbacks, we can either pitch with Montgomery or Casey Mize. We have already pitched with Montgomery. So we'll sim a day. And Jordan Montgomery, okay, it's just a minor injury. He's out for a day or two, so we'll keep him active. And we get a 14-1 win versus the D-backs. And now we will hop into this game versus a division foe in Phoenix, Arizona. The lineups will stay the same. And let's see what we can do. This will be the last game of the stream and of this episode if you're watching after the fact of it being live. We'll do have scouting. We'll sim the remaining games for the month. And then that will be it for this one. But we've had some really good games. Also want to say a big shout out and a thank you to Andrew Banks. I appreciate you stopping by the stream and chatting me up. It's always fun talking sports with a fellow sports enthusiast. So thank you for your time. All right. Luis Frias starts us off with 3 balls. 2 inside and 1 high. I mean, we shouldn't be swinging that anyway, just because there's not much you can do with a absolutely dotted fastball up and in. That's the one we need to be swinging at. That's tough. All right, so after starting off with 3 straight balls, he ends up coming back and getting the strikeout on a pitch on the black. And exactly the same start here to Romeo Ivy. Hard inside fastball off the plate. Hey, buddy. Okay. We're starting to see some off speed mixed in. And I mean, that's a pitch. 99 is coming pretty quick. We haven't really seen face the pitcher yet, besides that first game versus Toronto, with guys who have like that really high upper echelon velocity. So we timed it up well there.
Ball 1, no strike.
But unfortunately, nothing came of it. Now Nolan Jones off to a great start this year.
That's ball 2.
Last game, we saw him go 4 for 5 with 2 homers. Was only a few feet away from making it 3. And he's going to give this one a decent ride out to center. It is caught short of the warning track, and that will be the end of our at-bats. All right. Now with Casey Mize, the 28-year-old, 84 overall. He is a solid pitcher. He's off to a really good start. He started off really hot last year as well, and then cooled off towards the end, ended with a 4 ERA, a 1.33 whip, and a WAR of 3.1, which is still really good. You know, he won 17, lost 12, and he's off to a 3-0 start here. So it's a long season, so you never know what can happen, but
Inside, ball 1.
see what he can do here. Greg Miniak
Ball, that's
is
off.
the first batter he will face. This guy looks like a bowling ball with legs.
Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. 3 and 2.
Full count. Challenge fastball. We're going to go off speed, spin it to win it with a little slide piece. It's hit hard, but right to Ezekiel Tovar. He's able to glove it cleanly. The throw to first is in time. That is the first out of the inning. Nice. Again, going with the slider, trying to wipe him out. Oh, Ivy can't glove it. Pitches it to Mize. We know that Ivy, not the best defender. But we're hoping that his bat is going to make up for it. Corbin Carroll batting over 300 so far this year. Try and get him with the high fastball.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
No dice. We'll go back to the slider. Inside. Carroll fights it off, and that is the end of the first. No hits, no runs to start off this division matchup. Maybe McMahon, he's got power, but he drove that one right into the ground. Kind of curious, given that it was a very high fastball, but
Garcia.
I'll see what Garcia can do. We have a lot of faith in the kid. He's definitely somebody that I think is going to take the place of McMahon, as McMahon's getting a little bit older, in his early 30s. And he simulates really well. We've seen him have some insane hot streaks. And works into an even count here. 2-2. Go down the changeup. I feel like we timed that one up okay. No. Way out in front. Okay.
0-1. That's a ball.
Okay.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Frias is looking really good so far, though.
Ball 2.
He's gotten us on the off-speed pitches pretty frequently, and we've had a tough time getting to his high-velocity fastball. That one way above the zone. And Verdugo takes a rip. Fly out to left. And another unceremonious inning for the Rockies. Throwing the high fastball to set up the curve. And that one is way off. Way too far inside.
That's ball 2.
We throw strike 3. We just don't get the call. We got a full count. We'll challenge fastball. Rios is going to line out to right. No problem there for Verdugo. Now Christian Walker. Seen a lot of Diamondbacks hitters here with really low hitting averages to start the season off.
Oh, that's good.
Slow start for the club here. And Walker is also going to fly out to Verdugo. Casey Mize looking really good so far. Has yet to allow a base runner. Let's see if we can finish this one off with Moreno. He takes on the curve. And we get him to go down looking on the inside fastball. Another good inning of work for Mize. 6 up and 6 down. Let's see if we can get our first base runner of the game versus Fries. Nope. Way out in front of that slider. All right. That one looked like it was going to be a lot lower. Ends up catching the bottom of the zone. That's tough. Fries has just had our number. And he gets a one pitch out versus MJ Melendez. Okay. Looking for someone to get on here.
That's a ball. I got a ball, 1 strike.
Been really inconsistent on this fastball. Jesus Christ. We've seen us ahead. We've seen us early. We've been too late. We've been really late.
3.
And that just does not look like a fastball to me coming out of the hand. That's the second time we've watched a low fastball go by. Really tough at bats. Fries definitely has our number.
Ball 1.
And we might end up having ourselves a bit of a pitcher's duel here. Hopefully not. Not fun to watch and not really fun to play, but it does make for some really exciting games at the end. Seth Beer, by far the best baseball player name ever. We're going to send him 3 straight fastballs.
Inside ball.
How do you take that? 1 and 2. We get him out in front of the splitter.
Batting ninth, the shortstop, Jordan Lawler.
1 batter away from having 9 up, 9 down for a great start for Mize. See what we can do here against Jordan Lawler.
Ball, that's out. Too high. Ball.
All right. Maybe look. Reel this one in. Let's weak contact straight to Tovar. 9 up, 9 down for both teams. Have yet to see a base runner in 3 full innings. And Jonathan Daza cannot change that. We finally get some solid contact at a fastball down the middle. That was a good one too. And Ivy can knock it on.
Out.
No one can hit today for either team. That's good timing on a slider.
0-1.
Would love to see what Nolan Jones can do. He's off to a great start for the year.
0-1.
He's leading the team in hits and home runs.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, that's not even very early. We just whiffed through it. Uh-oh. That one's given a pretty good ride out into right, but I think it's going to be caught. Corbin Carroll just has too much speed. He's able to leg that one down. I've actually sat in seats pretty similar to this. All right. Am I right? Yeah. No team has a hit yet.
Hey. 0-1's the count.
And his fastball has been really good. We've located it the majority of the time.
0-2 is the count.
Haven't gotten a ton of swing and a miss. We've been trying to use the slider as like the wipeout pitch.
Foul ball.
And we finally have our first base runner of the game. It is Greg Miniak. Soft hit ball to past the third baseman. That's the tough part about having Brendan Rodgers sit, but he is just ice cold at the plate. But we do miss his defense at the hot corner. Mize is going to get a strikeout there as Rivera whiffs through the inside fastball.
Yeah. 1 ball, 1 strike.
I'd love to get a double play here to end this one quickly.
He's going, he's going.
And Corbin Carroll is going to strike out. That works just as well. It's going to add some more pitches. To Mize, but my goodness, that one actually manages to stay fair. Runners trying to get home. Ivy, the throw to home is not in time. And Arizona takes the lead first. Just kind of a really lucky little liner down first. Stays fair, gets to the wall. And Verdugo is just really lacking speed in the outfield. Something I would like to see us work on in the future, but yikes. Big rip from McMahon, way out of the zone. And Fries has just had our number. 43 pitches through 4 innings. We have yet to get a base runner. And I think McMahon might have ended that one. This one is high and deep out to right. And it's gone. Game tied. Our first hit of the game is a solo shot for Ryan McMahon. We take those. All right, let's get this train rolling. We've proven that we can get to Fries. Let's keep at it. He's given us plenty of opportunities. We just haven't really had solid contact. I mean, that is good timing, but not good contact. Uh-oh. Verdugo, that's a low wall out there. It's driven deep, and that's gone. Don't worry, buddy. Everything's okay. My dog's scared. Not scared, but he's like, what's going on? So, after being no hit through 4, we now have 2 solo home runs in this inning. Tovar tries to get a third, but that is just to the warning track out right.
The catcher, number 1, NJ Melendez.
All ones the count.
Wow. Fastball, middle of the plate up. Good timing and no contact. Gonna need Melendez to see it a little bit better than that.
2 balls, 1 strike. Three balls,
Okay.
1 strike.
Frias with his potential first walk. We do not see the low fastball. That thing looks like it's inches under the zone. And it just doesn't fall. It's crazy. All right, but the changeup misses, and Melendez works a walk. So again, no hit through 4, and now we have 2 runs and a runner on. 9 total bases in this inning. Would love to keep it going. Just a little bit late there with Veen. He's reaching out there for those fastballs. Not necessarily bad. Those are easy to elevate.
Check outside. Two, count.
Wow, that one way inside. Looked like that might have come close to hitting Veen.
Got a full count.
And see, that's what I'm saying. That circle change, I was like, oh, is that another fastball? No. They look identical out of the hand. We're making him work, though. 22 pitches in this inning. Veen is going to line out. Wow, really good range from the left fielder out there. He's able to scurry over and snag that one.
For the Diamondbacks, the catcher, Gabriel.
And so both teams have gotten to the starter now. We have a slim 1-run lead. I'm still really happy with the way Mize has pitched. If anything, it's just been kind of some bad luck. He had a really weak hit that just happened to get through the infield, and then a shot down the first base line that was also not able to be gloved. And Verdugo is like, he's just slow.
All one.
And especially when we play in Coors,
1-1.
we really need some more speed in the outfield.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
But it's not like every player has good defense, good speed, and can hit.
Ball.
Those players are pretty rare. But we're trying to develop some. Zach Veen is the first rookie that we've seen in the outfield, and he's been pretty good. We did see him in our last game, though, kind of fumble the bag a little bit. Had an over-the-shoulder catch, hit his glove, and he ended up being unable to make the grab. Give me that.
Ready to go.
Uh-huh. And Seth Beer goes down. So Mize continues looking good, only allowing 1 through 5 on 2 hits. That's a pretty solid outing. We are loving that high fastball. Maybe if we have like a 6'7" guy up to bat, maybe that's a home run, but Daza just ends up flying out. Check swing, we didn't go.
Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes.
Broken bat for Ivy. Pitcher covering. And I mean, that's a perfect right into the shortstop glove. You literally cannot hit it any better than that. We just get a bad result. Another 1-2-3 inning.
Leading up for the Diamondbacks, the shortstop, Jordan Lawler.
I think one of the questions is going to be which pitcher is going to cave first. Mize with more pitches under his belt so far in this one. But that's 2 batters and 2 pitches and 2 outs so far in the bottom of the 6th here. And that is a perfect inning. 3 batters, 3 pitches, 3 outs. That'll conserve the arm a little bit. And we see our first bullpen sub, Bo Brisky. 39 innings worth of work, a 5.49 ERA. That's encouraging. Maybe a guy that we can get to. I mean, we get a fastball right down the middle of the plate. But that center field is pretty deep. 413 to the wall there. We get it probably 400 feet of the way there. But it ends up being gloved. McMahon going for a second home run. We never really looked. So Brisky's got a 4-seamer, a change, a slider, a 2-seamer, and a 12-6. There's the slider. We're really liking those high fastballs. We're swinging at a lot of them. It's gotten the count even 2-2. Thankfully, we don't swing that high. And we've worked ourselves into a full count. And a walk. Runner on with only 1 out. Good opportunity to extend our lead. Verdugo has a homer on his line today. Would love to see a second one. Would also be happy with another walk, as long as we don't ground into a double play. Okay, we get a 4-pitch walk. Verdugo is on first. And that is going to not land. Yikes. These Diamondback outfielders have been excellent today. I mean, we got a curveball, center of the plate. And Melendez crushes this one. High and deep out in the center. And it's not fielded. Off the wall. That's going to score 2. Clears the bases. You love to see it. I thought that one was going to get snagged. Ends up just being out of the reach of the center fielder. And we finally catch a break.
Number 49, Blake Ryan.
Finally catch a break. Where an outfielder is not able to make an amazing play. Extend the lead to 3. It's now 4-1. And Zach Fien has been reaching all day. That cutter is disgusting. Holy cow. And then we swing through the slider. Probably would have been strike 3 anyway. But that was a big inning. We get ourselves in a comfortable lead. Definitely need to start looking at our bullpen arms here. We'll get up Larkin. We'll get up Calderon, who has not been good, but does have a save on the line. Sometimes you just have to trust your pitchers. And right now we trust Mize. He's been so good. 2 hits and a 1 earned run so far. And that's going to be another one. Tovar with a good throw to first. Carroll goes down. Edwin Rios, one of only 2 batters to get a hit on Mize today.
One ball, 2 strikes.
And his 84th pitch, slider, is foul. Closing in on 90 pitches. Running out of energy. Starting to miss a little bit. But we trust him. We'll send a challenge fastball. Pop up. And we get another line out. Christian Walker, not exceptional versus righties. I think we'll keep Mize in. What if we go even farther inside? You going to swing at that too? He does. He pops up. And that is 7 innings strong for Casey Mize. Owning this Diamondbacks lineup. That'll be it for him, though. We will go to the setup man and the closer. Ooh, this is tough. We have a great lefty-lefty matchup versus Thomas. But against Moreno, could prove to be trouble. I think we're going to go with Larkin. Nice hard hit ball right to the shortstop. Done that a couple times today. Now Ivy 0 for 3. I mean, he's still so young. I think he's like, what, 19, 20? 19. More of a lefty specialist, but have a lot of faith he's going to grow into something great. And there we finally get a single out of him. That's a really good swing. The back foot slider inside. Manages to pull it out into left center. Nolan Jones, who has been so hot at the start of this year. 0 for 3 today.
Ball one. Ball one, no strike.
Hopefully he's not getting into a cold slump because we really need him. Great slider, just catches the bottom of the zone.
2-1.
That one way out of the zone.
Ball 3.
All right, chance for Jones to at least get on base in a 3-1 count. We take a sinker inside. And the cutter outside. Good eye by Jones. Holds off on a full count. And we get 2 on with only 1 out. McMahon, great against righties. Has already belted 1 home run today. Could we see 2?
Nope.
Not on that pitch. That's a good one to swing at. That one's pretty high. That one's pretty deep. And that one is off the wall. That's a double for McMahon. It clears the bases. And now we have a very comfortable lead of 5. We will see another pitcher, Matt Cronin. 28-year-old lefty. Doesn't look great.
Number 56.
But Garcia absolutely wiped out on the curveball. Unfortunate.
Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball.
Wiped out again on the curve. We are in a 1-2 count with 3 balls 6 inches below the zone. You hate to see it. We put ourselves in a position there where
0-1.
that was too early. Okay. We finally get a curveball that just misses blatantly down the middle, and we whiff. That's unfortunate. Verdugo, though, not great at hitting lefties.
That's ball 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Count is 3 and 2.
Seeing a ton of curveballs from Cronin. And the changeup. Swinging through it. Not the best pitches, but he fools our batters.
Your attention, please.
Gets us to bite.
Now pitching for Colorado.
And now we have a very low leverage situation for Larkin.
Larkin.
We can just come in and challenge these batters. Don't need to dance around the strike zone. Just throw something competitive in there. Should be able to get out of here. There we go. Bean's able to track that one down. Next up is Alec Thomas, who I believe has very poor hitting stats versus lefties, as he goes down swinging. And then another lefty-lefty matchup versus Seth Beer.
That's a ball. Count 1 and 0. One ball, 2 strikes.
Let's see if we can put him down.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Actually managed to work into a full count. But Larkin gets the win against that batter. Beer goes down. We're up 5.
Attention, please.
So now we do not need to bring in the closer. And looking at our options here, why is Montgomery in the long relief role? That's weird. We're going to put Calderon in. Not a safe situation. Low leverage. He's had a really bad outing so far. So we're going to give him an opportunity to come in, get some innings where if he does, he can give up some runs and it's not going to hurt us.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And I don't know what it is today, but these Diamondback pitchers with their off-speed pitches has really fooled a lot of our batters. Melendez wasn't fooled on that one. That is a rocket. We just could not straighten it out.
1 and 1.
He's been kind of the hero. It was a really close game, only a 2 or 3 run lead until his last at bat, where he hit a double. Drove into pretty good hit here, but unfortunately, it's a line out right to center. And Veen, who is also 0 for 3 today. We were looking for him to really take a step up this year, but okay. That's going to be ruled an error. So he does get on base, doesn't get a hit on his line, unfortunately. If it weren't for the pesky defenders out there, that would have been a hit. There's another line out. It's been pretty much feast or famine for our lineup today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Your attention,
And we'll get
please.
Calderon in here.
Pitching for the Rockies. Number 11.
I mean, his
Adrian
first inning of work
Calderon.
was disgustingly horrible that we saw from him. He gave up a double, then gave up a home run,
Nope.
and I think gave up another double. No, I remember what it was. It wasn't just a double. He gave up a ground rule double, 2 of them. So it's not like they were just casual doubles. Oh my God, Verdugo, you are so slow. But they were ground rule doubles, so they hit, bounced over the wall, and continuing that trend here, I don't know.
Ball. Nope.
Like, what is his deal?
2-0.
His primary pitch is a slider, but it just gets hit so hard. I mean, that's about as close to a home run as you can get. Oh my God, we finally got a pop-up. As you can see with Calderon, you pitch with him, you're playing with fire. That's why we have him in a situation like this. We're trying to get him some confidence, to see him perform in some capacity as he throws a fastball right down the middle. Hey, we get a strikeout. What do you know?
Inside. Ball 1.
And we get a pop-up. So a little bit of a rough start. Gives up a double, almost gives up a home run. But then we get some weak contact and a strikeout from the following batters. He gets to go back to the dugout feeling pretty good about himself. Rockies feel good. It was a weird game. Shut out through the first 4 innings. In the 5th inning, we score 2 off of 2 solo home runs. And then the 7th and 8th, we scratch across 2 more in each off of some doubles. But Casey Mize, great performance from him. He goes 7, only allows 2 hits, 7 strikeouts, and only that 1 earned run on those 2 hits. So really good outing. Luis Frias did really good. He ends up giving up 2 runs on 2 hits. That's tough. All right. Let's do our scouting. Let's see. Gilden House ends up looking okay. Probably a C potential and like a 60 overall. Not bad. But nothing crazy. So let's see. We're looking at catcher. Rosales looks like he could be okay. Guy in the top 100 with a decent bat, decent defense. No more international infielders to be found, so we will move to the West. Okay, we're up to 20, 30, 40%, so we'll do another week in the Central region. Finalize that. And then we have a series versus my Oakland A's, who are no longer in Oakland. We have also won 2, 4, 5. We won 6 out of our last 7. Let's see if we can keep that going against a bad A's team. Oh, Montgomery. Oh, right. He had like a bruise on his finger or something. We'll place him on the bench. And we lose our first game versus the A's. 3-4. That's tough. We lose game 2. Please tell me we're going to get swept by the A's. We avoid the sweep against the 9-22 A's. Hey, every dog has his day, right? R.I.P. Oakland. All right, so we win 1 of 3. simulate this last day in April. Not a horrible month. Played a little bit above 500 ball, right around 500. But I think we can do better. I think we definitely had some opportunities here against like San Francisco. Where was it? I mean, we only lost one series. At the time, Philadelphia was like, I don't know, like 7-15 or something like that. They have just gone on a crazy run. So maybe it doesn't look as bad in retrospect, but I guess all in all, we're winning series. We're beating teams that we should be beating. It's just so early in the year. Doesn't quite look like it. As we round out the month, let's just take a quick look through the roster, see who's performing, who is not at the major league level. Starting pitching looks really solid. Dollander, great start last year, a little slow this year. That's okay. We have plenty of time. We left Painter down in AAA just because he just didn't have it last year. He got plenty of opportunities, did not excel in any capacity. And so we will leave him at AAA, even though he is performing really well, unless someone is just playing atrocious. But right now, across the board, our worst pitcher is Mike Clevenger with a 4.35 ERA, which is about league average. He's regressing as we go on in the season. We will probably swap Painter and Clevenger because I'm sure Clevenger will continue to regress. Down in AAA, Percy Curvey looks good. Daryl Hubbard looks nice. Look at that, 95 stamina. We found him. That was a trade, I think. Minor league pitchers all doing pretty well. Montenegro struggling a bit. Okay. Our bullpen, Strom, not the elite numbers that we're used to. He's regressing pretty heavily. We only have him for this year, so if he continues to regress and looks poor, we'll probably move on from him. Lucas Sims actually looks good after having a big struggle last year. Larkin, the stats don't look good, but every time, I think it was just one bad inning of work out of the 5. That's the thing. With these relievers so early in the year, we just don't have a ton of data to look at in terms of like innings pitched. So, unsure of where these guys truly stand. All right. And then for our position players, no one at catcher really seems to be standing out. Sean Guerrero is a top prospect, and he is shitting the bed out of the gate. Hitting 125 with a 234 slug. Not what you want to see out of your top prospect. He finished the year as the number 1 prospect in baseball. He looks terrible, at least so far this year. Ivy looks solid. Toglia, Harold Castro injured for the next 1 to 2 months. And then Stoddard, we expect him to be good. He continues to perform. Martin Ortiz, like I said, borderline generational talent. So I'm very eager to see how he develops as well. I expect him to take over for McMahon probably in the next 2 or 3 years. Okay. Third base, we have no true starters at the MLB level. Ward Durant, draft pick, he can hit, but when you're playing the hot corner, you're going to need some more defense. So, I need to make sure, check my training to make sure that he is working on that. Bouchard always does good in the minors, never does good in the majors, so it doesn't impress me too much. But Ryan McKenna is a guy we could bring up. He's a little weak on the bat, but his defense and speed is really what we need. We also got this kid, Everson Pereira. Only 24, 72 overall. He has speed. He has defense. Still working on that bat a little bit, but he's hitting 358 in 120 at-bats in AAA, so that's really encouraging to see. Solaire's looking a little slow out the gate. 250, only 3 home runs. Okay. Okay. So that's where we're at. I feel good about the start of the season. We're second in the division. We're playing competitive ball. Dodgers aren't running away with it yet. And the Padres are sub 500, which we thought coming into this year would be our biggest competition, them and the Dodgers. So I don't know. We'll see if we can get hot. We'll have some trades that we might need to make, but I feel really good. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Also, again, thank you again to Andrew Banks for stopping by the stream. I love chatting you up. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you're new, like, subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.